just watched Heroic, that's all.
Oh no, you gotta watch like the latest one, which I haven't done, so we'll do it here.
Okay.
Because they've
Yeah, it's
retested
like
that boss.
Dradnos' Heroic testing from 3 weeks ago, and it's like, damn, that looks AIDS.
No, yeah, there's different shit. I think so. This is instant dollars testing, and I think it's their like latest testing on all of them. Oh, he says that Styx is their heroic testing because that's the only time the boss actually worked. That's fair. But yeah,
that's their latest testing for everything,
but Styx.
I believe it Styx. And
He said butt sticks.
Butt Styx. So I'm interested to see. So I haven't watched their video at all. So I don't know exactly how they did this, but I know how we did it, and I'm interested to see what they chose to do here.
This is the first boss on Mythic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have 20 people in raid. Yeah. So they're putting oil slicks in the middle of the room. They're putting the tank one off to the side. That is interesting.
The bikers all like hang out on the edges, right? You have to kill them.
Yes and no. So the bikers charge to players. So as you'll see, like this charge line from where they spawn.
Well, whoever they target, they're gonna end up on the edge of the room after they pass through.
Yes, they're gonna end up on the other side, so you will have to kill them. So the general idea is that you should want to get them like as tight together as possible. I really wish I could easily find our testing from this because we actually did this really well. At least I felt we did. Hope that's all Neverbar Palace.
Just playing Drew.
Fucking Drew, get that shit out of here. Oh.
Who were you looking at there?
I have no idea.
You're like looking at a mage.
No idea. Okay. So this was this was Styx being broken. Rocket Master, One-Armed Bandit. Yeah, okay. So maybe this one's Vexing? Yeah, okay. So what we found, and we'll go towards the later half, is that when you pull the boss to like this side of the room, so if you see where's a good like visual of where we are, so the entrance to the room I believe is like over here, so this is like the left side of the room next to this firewall.
Is that where the bikers spawn, I guess?
No, so the bikers seem to spawn on a firewall opposite to where your team is. But if your team was all the way on the left side of the room, so if you were, let's look at the raid plan. I think this is the entrance. If you were over here, they would all spawn on this firewall, which means they would all take relatively the same charge path and all end up in the same spot. Is what it seemed to be. So
as long as the raid is stacked?
Yeah, as long as the raid is like stacked up, which you just pixel stack. So let's see, like on pull, we have the whole raid exactly pixel stacked over here. So we are dropping the oil slicks in the middle of the room. The tank oil slick and the people's like targeted oil slicks, and you just put them all in the same place. That seemed to work pretty fine.
How does the tank one spawn? Is it just
it's tank
drops it
mechanic.
under him, or?
Yeah, like Ansarek, the liquefy.
Oh, okay, it's just the same shit.
Yeah, same shit.
I saw it just like boops the tank back is all.
Yeah, okay. It is like exactly same shit, just drops it directly under you. So I think during this part of the testing, we were putting them off to the side. Later, we just put them all in the middle. It didn't hurt bad enough to stop you from doing that, and it makes clearing it way easier, and it makes it more consistent for ads.
I see 3 Moonkins at the top right now.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a theme. All right, so the bikers have spawned now, but since we're all over here, they all spawned like exactly opposite to us, and you can see the lines coming in. So the lines are like all stacked on top of each other, so they're all gonna end right here. And then we just move out of the way, which we don't even have to move out of the way, because if the bikers go through an oil slick, they no longer like hit anybody that they run through.
Oh, so that's why you put them in the middle, I guess.
Exactly. So basically, like
you can clear them anyway, right? The oil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You'll this fire mechanic that people are running with is basically like dance recital, seismic upheaval, you could handle it that way. Or like if everybody's stacked, the people who get it go right and towards the middle, the people who don't get it go left. Is how you could do it. It may not be that important to do it, but basically like
I don't think it's gonna matter.
the people who get it would just go to the middle. Because just imagine that like this oil slick isn't there. They're all in the middle. They just go to the middle and they clear. And that's basically it. Like you just clear those and you just always leave one in the middle and then boom, you have all your bikes right here and you just blast. And so what we actually ended up doing later on is like we have the boss a little bit closer to the edge so it's easier to cleave on the bikes. One thing to know is that when the bikes die...
It's died instantly.
Well, yeah, when they're that grouped up, they sure do. On Mythic specifically, when the bikes die, they shoot out individual soak spawns. You can only soak one at a time, even if they're stacked up. And you have to catch it and then put it into the bike. And that's how you're able to use the bike, and then you can
It's
use...
the Mythic mechanic, right?
Yeah, that's the Mythic mechanic.
Yeah.
So then you can use the bike to shoot it at the boss. On Heroic, you just kill the bikes and then you can shoot them at the boss, and that's it. But on Mythic, you kill them, you have to catch their oil, and then you dunk it back into the bike, and then you can shoot them. And you can see it takes 2 oils per bike.
Do we have to assign who's catching?
In there?
A bunch of people have to stand in there. Yeah. And maybe take a bunch of damage.
Yeah.
It was never too
We
much
have to-
damage on like testing to really matter. Like this is Mythic testing, and it barely did any damage to all those people stacked together.
Do we have to assign who's soaking them?
No.
I think it puts like a 1-minute debuff when you soak, where you can't soak again, but maybe it's ignorable.
I think it's
Well, the boss
better
is
to
on, like,
just...
a 2-minute cycle, isn't it?
Yeah, you just kind of wing it, I think is gonna be fine. Because it's gonna be like, you don't know exactly where they're gonna spawn. It could spawn closer to other people.
Right.
So you basically...
It turns into like magma axe, which is
Yeah.
just gonna be like super aids.
You just tell everyone who hasn't soaked at any point in time that like highest priority is getting in a soak. And then
Gotcha.
like you have people communicate as to if they're gonna stay in the soak or if they're
Should
gonna
just
leave.
like giga slow you or something. Oil.
If you're in the other oil, it's like a Senarth ice patch. You're slowed and
awful.
you're sliding. And on
Yeah.
testing, it was often DCing people who stepped into it, so that was fun. But yeah, this is basically like the whole fight. Well, this is P1, which is most of the fight because it's the first boss.
I mean, is
Don't
P2
be
any different? on
P
Mythic?
P2 is just a damage amp, and he spawns ads. Now, the difference on Mythic is that he spawns an ad that shields the other ads so that you can't CC them.
Oh.
But those ads that cast the shield are CCable, so you can Druid root them and just leave them out there. So like these ads need to be interrupted or else they'll heal the boss and end the damage amp earlier. So you want to be able to like CC them. And I don't think we're doing that because we're doing a shitty job. This is a barrier ad that just spawned behind us. So they spawned staggered. One spawned way over here to the right at the beginning. I think one spawned on the left and then this one spawns later. But you can like insta like root it.
Oh, it's just any
It's
ad
this
in that
one.
circle.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
uninterruptible.
Yeah, any ads in the circle are non-CCable at all. So you see like we have a bunch of ads around the boss. You kind of just probably AoE grip them as long as you're not AoE gripping this one in, and then stun lock them all so you can keep damaging. Because this whole time the boss has 100% damage amp while he's casting tune-up. But their repair just makes tune-up end faster. And so yeah, you want to keep these out of there so that you can keep interrupting them and just blast. And that is the whole fight. Like, that's it. You're taking AoE damage the whole time this is happening, so technically the longer your damage amp goes, the more healing you need as well, but... And then you just reset. So this was pretty simple. Let me see, like... I wanted to see Instant Dollars pull this boss to see if they did anything novel. But I
I
already...
think the only thing would be like going into the intermission, if you could clear out that middle area or like not have any oil near the boss when the intermission starts.
Yeah, we did that
really
better
helpful.
later on. That was one of our earlier test videos, but like when we actually started dropping all the oil in the middle in the same place and like clearing all but one patch, we got it like super easy. I already
I think
don't.
the only thing that they did that I thought was weird was assigning the soaks.
Did they actually assign these soaks?
I think so.
I just think that's unnecessary.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it just depends on how many go off. If like exactly 20 go off and you need every person to soak every minute,
Well,
maybe that would be useful.
it's
Group
3
1, group 2.
bikes. You get 2 rounds of bikes per phase, I think. Maybe? I don't remember how many rounds of bikes you get, but
You
it's...
need to hit the boss with 6 bikes, yeah.
Yeah, it's 6 bikes, and
So
it's
that's 12 soaks.
It's 12 soaks. So minus 2 tanks and minus 4
healers.
healers. You have 2 extra DPS who wouldn't soak if you run 2 tanks, 4 healers. But I mean, like, it's just like anybody who can be soaking should soak melee, should try to soak melee, range should try to soak range. I don't think you assign that. But maybe you
If you have
do.
the debuff and you soak again, is it like you just don't pick anything up, or does it kill you?
I don't know. Let me log on to PTR and find out.
How does it work? Does it soaks it, then you have to walk over and put it in?
It soaks it, gives you an item, and then you have to walk over, and I think you just walk on top of the bike and it auto dunks, I believe. And then you have to like actually click on the bike to use it and aim it at the boss, and extra action button to fire, I believe. There is like an important note that if you shoot the bike through an oil slick, it won't hit the boss. So like you can't have an oil slick on top of the bikes or between the bikes and the boss. They have to be behind the boss. What am I checking again?
The debuff.
The debuff. Okay. 500% increased damage taken for a minute.
You can like maybe immune it.
I don't know if you can immune it if it'll give you the item though.
Oh, true.
It might just not give you the item. So, I mean, maybe you do just assign them 6 people for the first one, 6 people plus backups for the second one.
I just
Surely,
don't
if
understand
it's only
how,
12,
like,
we can just YOLO it.
Hey yo.
What up, Terry?
I don't know. You have to sort of think about the like the difficulty of it versus the not wanting to potentially F it up so that you don't wipe and you kill this boss in one pull.
Yeah.
Where like I didn't think that like assigning specific positions for Venomous Rain on Silken Court was going to be necessary, and then it just turned out to really be necessary. We wasted like 20 pulls because I figured like people would get comfortable with it and then just stay in the same place after that, and that's just not what they were doing. So
does each bike drop 2 swirlies?
I believe so.
Is that what's happening in there?
Yeah.
Go back. Like, 'cause that's like the weirdest thing to me, is this mechanic.
Let's just see when the bikes actually die. So there's 3 bikes right now. I'll try and count how many circles show up. I'm pretty sure each bike spawns 2. There's 1. I can't see another. There's 2.
There's 1 on the far left.
3. It's so hard to see with the fire happening at the same time. Holy shit. 4,
one underneath
5. That's 5. So I'm assuming that yes, each bike dropped 2. There's another one. That's 3 there. But maybe it's just because we missed some? Like, all the bikes are dead right now. And then, like, more spawn.
Maybe it just spawns a bunch, I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe it's not exactly 6 for 3 bikes.
Oh, was I out after that? Did I show it, or did I put it off screen like an idiot? I put it off screen like an idiot. Okay. I just want to see.
It'd make more sense if it's like it drops 3 soaks per bike instead of exactly 2, and you need exactly 6. So like it'd be like if you missed 1, it's over instantly. Right.
That's a little too hard.
I mean, it spawned extras, so I'm assuming it spawns more than 2 per bike.
Yeah, we'll have to see it from. I think this will be the best view that we have.
That would make sense to assign people, because then you would oversoak if you didn't.
So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 with 2 bikes dead right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6. So each bike spawns 2. So you get exactly the number of soaks that you need for the bikes.
That would make sense.
It spawned more than that other clip you had.
Maybe if you miss, it will spawn extra later, but like the first wave is just exactly what you need. So let's check with the next set of bikes. They just like came in now. See if we miss any. Oh yeah, they had this weird bug where they would like move to a specific position sometimes, which spread them out. So that's 2, 4, 6. I don't know if we miss any here. Didn't look
Maybe
like
it just
we
keeps
missed any.
going off until it gets soaked. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
It says if you miss it, it just spawns oil. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it does just spawn extras if you miss, so that you're not like in pain forever. So this is our 3rd wave of bikes. How long into the fight are we? We're already a minute 37 in, so probably first group could soak these again. You just do like an evens and an odds soak group.
Yeah. I think that would make sense. And you have more people in the soak group than you actually need to soak.
Yeah. So first set of bikes spawn, and then they
Tanks
die
could
now.
just soak too, because we're swapping off the boss anyway.
That's a little sketchy. The bikes are almost exactly a minute apart for like a round of 2. So like these died at 36 seconds in, and then the other set that like group 1 would have to kill are there, and they die at a minute 36 seconds in. So I don't know if you would do like 1-2, 1-2. That might be too close. If you're slow killing like a group of bikes, by the time the next one spawns for you to soak, you might get killed. Like if we killed the first one slow and the third one's fast, that group would die.
What? They spawn a minute apart?
They spawn like 30 seconds apart, exactly. So what I'm saying is like,
Yeah.
the first one spawned at 36 seconds, or at 25 seconds or whatever. We killed them by 36 seconds. The third ones were killed at a minute 36 seconds, so exactly 60 seconds apart. So that's like,
You can call it a hold, I guess.
that's cutting it close.
If you need to.
I mean, you could set up 3 groups, so you just have to use healers and tanks then.
Yeah.
So how many groups did we actually get? This is our 4th bike set here, but intermission started, so we only got 3 bike sets. How many bikes do we actually have to hit the boss with then? Because isn't it based
6.
off
It should be
of...
6. It should be.
Alright, well we used 9. Because doesn't he phase once you like remove his gear?
Once you remove the plating.
Uh-huh.
It's probably like at the top. Protective plating.
It just says when all are removed. I mean, we
Well,
definitely...
you had the icon on your thingy.
On what?
Right now he has 1 on your screen.
And we still have a bike left. And he just loses it there. For like no reason.
I mean, what does it have at the beginning of
Yeah,
level
I'm going
6?
back. It's 6.
I mean, it has a long cast time, the bikes.
It says we only got 2 in our first run of the bikes. So maybe you are only supposed to get 2 sets of bikes so that you only need 1 and 2 groups, and we just like effed it up.
Well, that bike is still sitting there. Now it's getting thrown in.
Which one? These are all new bikes. Oh, that old
There's
one.
one that's 1 out of 2.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, we just missed a bike on the first one entirely.
It's gonna go off here. It's charging up right now. There's someone in it. Right there. Goes off.
So we hit with 1 there. And I'm watching his protective plating. We just hit a second one, we just hit a third one, but we still have 1 bike left because we missed an oil. So you don't get extras. If you miss an oil, you just have to do a whole nother bike set.
Is that ever better to line up with 2 minutes for a damage gen?
I don't know.
Is what time would it usually phase? If there's first spikes at 30 seconds, first spikes at a minute, then we're in intermission at like 1:30. That's kind of awkward.
Second bikes would have been this phase, so it would have been at a minute 20-ish.
I'll check instant dollars kill video when they phase.
It would have been now at a minute 22. The other issue is like
Maybe intermission lasts. Does intermission last long enough that we get our 2 minutes in anyways?
Until the ads, it lasts like 30 seconds or something.
I thought it was 45, but I don't remember.
Oh, it's long.
It's a long time. It's 45 seconds, but yeah, as long as you interrupt this shit. What is he gaining energy for? If you reach, okay, so if you reach the 4th bike set, you die, because that's what we almost did here. And it's like even close on the 3rd bike set.
I guess getting it on the 2nd bike set isn't really a big deal then. It's just you can use up to 4 sets, right?
You can use up to 3 sets. By the time he's spawning the 4th set, he's going to be at 100 energy.
Yeah.
So this is the 3rd set here. He's almost at 100 energy, and he just spawned the 4th set. But if
so I guess
we have to finish on the 3rd set
here, honestly, to get 2 minutes during Lust.
Yeah, probably. Because if you phase it on the other one, you phase at 120, so you would have, yeah, nothing would be up.
Like 90 seconds, and that's it.
Arcane Mage, baby, let's go.
And the boss has like a damage reduction anyway, so like 90 seconds should just be holding their 2nd cast anyway.
Well, how much of a damage reduction is it? Does he actually have a damage reduction? I don't think so. I don't think he actually has a damage reduction while the thing is up. I just think he gains a damage amp when it's down.
Thought it was a reduction. I guess not.
Yeah.
Okay, in this instant dollars video, they are in intermission from, let's see, from 1:40 until,
yeah, so they did it after the 3rd set.
2:40.
Yeah, they did it after the 3rd set. That's probably the play, is to just purposefully do it in the 3rd set.
That's probably why they give you 3 sets.
Yeah. Well, they spawn every 30 seconds from the time the first one spawns, like no matter what.
Yeah, they're in intermission from 1:40 to 2:30. That makes sense.
Yep. Okay. Alright, so what do we do for the actual raid plan? We were tanking him over here, and that seemed like it worked pretty well. Can't lie. Like there. Tank's kinda there. To drop the shit in the middle. And then the entire raid back here. So you have like bike spawn over there, but you also have oil circles. We did like first one of the fight in the very middle of the room from the tanks, and then we did all the other ones like right here. And then you just like you have the people who get the fire circles just like clean this shit right here, and you always leave this one. And then the bikes always charge through it. That way you never accidentally clean this one.
Fire's really spawning intermission too. Can you just clear the oil with that?
Yeah. I don't wait. No, he doesn't do the targeted fire circles.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just random ones. Yeah. It's only the ones that he targets on people, which on testing was just 2 people at a time. So he gives 2 people oil slicks and he gives 2 people fire circles.
So yeah, I guess the main thing to note is the last set of fire and oil before the intermission.
Yep. Yep. So
this shit right here is like fucking AIDS.
Yeah, I mean this was
boss being in half oil.
This was halfway through our testing where we weren't getting good yet, and then I forgot to video the other half because I was out.
Can the boss be moved during the tune-up? Probably not, right?
I don't think so. I think he's completely stationary. So yeah, we don't need to do full exact raid plan, but drop first tank oil in mid. All other oils dropped on tanks. Fire clears on tanks. What else do you have? Raid stays stacked. Opposite on edge. Eight bikes. Who are the bikers? These guys. They will do this. Yeah. That's the idea behind that. Yep. Push after third bike set for 2 minutes. Sound good?
It's gonna be fun to just destroy the boss in one burn phase on farm.
You're gonna freaking nuke it, man.
It's gonna be awesome.
I'm just curious, like, because it looked like that ad that makes the other ads immune to CC spawns like on the other side of a barrier.
Yes, this
You can't
one.
walk through.
This one did. He spawns like over here or something. Actually, we might have been like over here. I think this is the entrance of the room. This might have been where we were. I don't remember.
Apparently, it was really inconsistent what CCs worked on that mob specifically.
And I say, does
Really?
it work?
On the CC immunable mob. But
Yeah.
Yes,
it was
this
really inconsistent, I think.
supposedly every CC is supposed to work on the support rig. He just makes mechanics within 15 yards of him immune to CC. So ideally, we can root them super far away, or the one that spawns close to us, we can potentially like solo grip it out or knock it away, and then root it or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, you know, at what point is it like you just run a blood DK
Yeah.
and have them go AFK out there while the druid stares at them gripping?
Yeah. So where the F is the like? I need to look at the boss room, understand exactly where we actually were.
I guess Slim is gonna play blood DK anyway, right?
Yeah. Okay, so we were on this edge. This is the entrance of the room. Okay. So move all of this shit over here. This is the fire edge that we were on. So that they spawn over here. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. And this one's just dropped in the mid. And this is rotated at us. So yeah, that's basically P1. And obviously I'll clean up the text later.
I don't like how they did this mythic mechanic. It makes it super annoying where it's like, they could have just done like, well, getting in the bike gives you a debuff instead, which would have been much more interesting.
Yeah.
And less, like, cringe. Like, on Heroic, the mechanic is fine. But on the Mythic change is pretty cringe.
Okay, and then you have intermission, which we assume all of these are gone. So intermission, boss is just here, bikes are gone, and you have hit mechanics all around. Walking in, and you have some sport rigs.
Realistically, this is just gonna, if those support rigs get in, it's just like, well, the DKs have to run out. That's all it is.
Yep. And then
Yeah, it's just DKs and monks before they get rooted.
so ideally, we can like solo interrupt them for the first couple ones until they're all in, since they spawn staggered.
The mechanics?
Yeah. Ideally, we would be able to like burn solo interrupts on them as they're spawning in, and then
there's
group
plenty
them.
of classes with like single target stuns.
Yeah, well, we don't even need the stuns, right? We just need the DC. DC from.
Well, you just don't want
also-
to spend a mass AOE stun or silence before they get in, so any CC works until
Yeah.
the other ones show up.
Well, if they're stunned, can they still be gripped, like mass gripped?
Yeah, it's
As long as they're not rooted. Okay. Like this is where we had the thing on the boss, the support rig. He's just up in there. He got gripped
Yeah.
from one side of the boss to the other side of the boss.
Probably the
Like it
A-bomb
didn't
lip.
Yep. I think that's what it was actually. So our intermission ended fairly quickly here because of that. You can also kill them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a lot of HP, but it's still just like...
They have the same as the mechanics, so like, it is doable. It's just a lot easier to just not let it happen at all.
Yeah, it's just... It's fine if they get in, like, as soon as you've kicked every mechanic. Or if you, like, they just got out of a stun, you know?
Yeah. It's also important to know that you don't have to kill the mechanics. They just, all the ads die
Blow
at the
up
end. Yeah. So it doesn't actually matter.
It's kind of weird, but their health is so inconsequential anyway.
It is weird. But, you know, Patter's gonna pad, so. Yeah, okay.
I'm sure Warcraft logs will just do like, once the mechanics start casting, job's done, the damage doesn't count.
Oh. Okay. Let me lap that into our chieftains channel. Any other changes to this or things that we forgot about on the general info here? Obviously, I'm gonna clean it up, but I don't think we actually ever need to move around the room, as long as we're diligent with cleaning this, and it was really easy to do that. So I don't.
Yeah, I mean, unless the bikes, can't be properly baited, then
Yeah,
there's no reason to
hopefully they didn't like change the bike spawn logic or anything, but at least on our testing it was consistent where if you were on a clear opposite firewall from another firewall, which is basically only like this one, they would always spawn on the opposite firewall and take the path to you. We tried to like start over here and some would spawn on this one, some would spawn on that one, which could make them a little bit further apart.
Yeah, I'd say just like, we can have this in mind, but it's like, I don't think baits are gonna be perfect when we get in there.
I mean, of course not, but
So I would expect us to have to move some. All that really matters is just whether we want to assign groups to soak or not.
I think the more I think about it, that we just do it. One, it gives you a good idea of who's paying attention to prep and not, and who can execute this stuff early on an early boss.
So keep in mind too, this is literally only on Mythic that mechanic matters.
Yeah, but we're gonna get to this boss Mythic first week, hopefully.
Yeah.
So it's gonna happen like immediately. They will have seen heroic first, but they won't have seen that mechanic. So it gives you a good idea of who's done the prep ahead of time to know what it looks like and what they have to do with it, and who can actually execute on it instead of paying attention to their damage buttons.
The only thing that matters is just like if the tanks have to soak, we just need to know the timing, because it'll probably be a time where one tank doesn't want to do it and the other does because they're not tanking the boss.
You can do
That's
it without a
fine,
tank
it's possible.
soaking, but every single other person in the raid would have to soak, which is also fine. Like, we can just assign it to where tanks aren't soaking.
I mean, the tanks could also just soak too, and it does absolutely no damage. Like 1.2 mil on Mythic times 5 is I think. Like the tank busters in Narrowbar do like 20 to 30 million unmitigated damage.
So yeah, that's an option. I think we could probably, just because we also want to make sure that like the tank oil slicks are in the same spot, and again, we're trying to like reduce complexity to kill this boss in one pull, preferably.
Yeah.
Where like moving tanks just isn't necessary. The healers are already over here, they can just fucking move. Yeah, I think we just set it up to have tanks and or DPS and healers do it. We have 3 groups. We may not even need 3, but I think we set up 3 anyway. And then anybody from the first group, if they see their debuff is cleared before soaking, can also help soak with the third group.
Yeah. Makes sense. Probably prioritize ranged over melee on soaking those, right?
I think you...
I guess it depends where they spawn.
Yeah,
like,
it depends on where they spawn.
Range, 3 melee in each group.
Yeah, I think you split evenly, and you just say melee try and get the close ones, range try and get the far ones. Obviously, if there's no close ones or if there's no far ones, get whatever's there. But I think that's it.
Listen. Also, if there's like a stack of multiple, just what do we even have? Like, I guess DKs have AMZ for them if that happens.
They really didn't hit that hard.
They can't even pick up multiple, right?
Well, he's just saying for the damage that you take.
Oh, right.
1.2 mil.
I guess
mean,
you had 3 stacked, and
I have
they didn't even die.
I have 13 mil, so that's like, it's not going to do anything. You just pop a defensive, and it's fine.
Yeah, I don't really know what health pools are like this tier.
Oh wait, is tier still broken? It is. Okay, so I have artificially high because they accidentally upped this to 730.
Yeah,
but
you're
so
full bis and then some.
Yeah, I'm 50 item levels higher than full bis.
So I guess I would assume DPS will have like, I don't know, 9 mil HP, 10 mil.
Something like that. I mean, we have what, 6 on live, 6.5. It's probably somewhere around 10. Do I have like 678 eye level gear? No.
Just take off like 2 pieces of gear.
Just borked everything. Yeah, can I get like to a median eye level of 678?
It's a little weird if you take off gear, so just take off like 2 pieces.
Oh, that was too much.
I have 7.2 million on live right now, but if we're gonna kill this week 1, we're probably not gonna be much higher. Probably with heroic gear averaging like 8.5.
Alright, this is about mythic eye level, and I'm at 10 mil. If I was like halfway between this and current.
It varies though, because it depends what pieces you're wearing.
It also depends like classes too. So I mean, this is 659 and I'm at 8 mil. So I mean, yeah, if you soak 3 of them,
be able to one-shot you.
If you soak 3 of them, it's 50% of your HP. Just press a defensive. Like, that's what you save your defensive for on this fight. I think that's fine.
I wonder if the debuff hits you instantly though. That makes you take more damage.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, does the debuff hit you? Because they blow up in a delayed fashion.
Yeah. I mean, I would just hope that so instant dollars did not really stack them up a ton. Maybe I thought that was maybe because they just didn't know how to do it, but maybe you're not supposed to stack them so that the soaks don't stack, and then you can like soak them without dying.
I don't know if we ever really... Did we really have people that ever die to soaking like multiples, or did we just have people die to doing dumb stuff like standing in fire like that evoker? Like...
I mean, usually they don't like make swirly mechanics like this that can't even stack on top of each other.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising that they do.
Maybe it's just something to
There's a
be on live.
time that I just stood in a double stack, if I could tell. This is where we were taking the moss in a little bit of a different spot. Or it might have been the same spot that Ray was just standing on the opposite side of it. Like they can spawn pretty far away.
Yeah.
Like that ad just died over there and spawned over here.
It seems like also pretty often there's soaks in melee.
So I actually wonder if it's the case where if you soaked one and are like currently holding a canister, if it just doesn't count you as being in the other soaks. Because it gives the canister to somebody else. I think only one person ever gets hit by the soak, even if there's 2 people in it.
That or like being given the canister is what applies the debuff to you.
I really think it is that like only one person gets hit if you're both in there. Like I don't even know.
Yeah. So if there's 6 stacked thingies and 6
guy
people
just
get in
died to
there,
it.
everyone will just get one.
Mana, he probably had soaked a previous one. Almost certainly. Oh, yep, dead. Insta.
Yeah.
And that's really bad because then you like completely lose it.
That is pretty bad.
I'm gonna find a time where like 2 people were in one soak without much else happening to see if I can see like both their health pools drop or not. This is the laggy DC part. This is the one where they all spawn stacked at first. I'm just trying to
It's
see.
that like triple stack on the right.
Yeah.
Like you would think people would just instantly die to that.
So who's in there right now? Brain's in there, Might Fester, Lily, Gamp. Gamp. Where's Brain, DC, Lily, and Might Fester? So like Lily got hit by something. I don't know what it was though, and then like nobody else took damage. I really think it is just like only one person can get hit by a soak. And if you already have the canister, I think it doesn't count you. Yeah. Well, so do they have debuffs yet?
So I guess like, if you go back to it, like who got hit first? Because they blow up in a delayed sequence.
Yeah, because they spawn based off of when the ad actually died.
Yeah, I just want to know if you can see the debuffs on your frames.
We're back.
Gets it here. Like, that's 1. Gets it.
1, 2, 3, 4. So like all of these people were in it, only one person got the debuff, and nobody else took damage. So I'm pretty sure like you
So
can
does
only
Lily
be hit by one.
Again? Is it Lily who got it?
Lily got it, but then I don't think he got it again. I think it was one of these other people that was in the soak. Like Lily gets first one, Ray's over there. Where's the rogue? Shellen.
I guess when the second one explodes and see who gets it. The DK
Mama,
gets it.
Sniffles, the Brain, DC. And just insta-dunks. I think we don't have to worry about it. I think you can have multiple people stand in it and it'll just give one to each person.
Yeah, if that's how that looks, like I think just
Yeah.
don't even try to work out why it works.
Yep, I
Just
think
it works
it's the
for
first
some
boss.
reason.
I think it's
Probably
fine.
not that deep.
Yep.
It's just such a jank mechanic.
Yep.
Like, really bad for what seems like a decent boss, honestly.
Alright, it's this one. Cauldron.
This boss seemed like really simple. Did they add a thing where you can just put one, like you don't have to, you have to put more than one person in the soaks for the fire?
Yes, I thought they like got rid of the ability to immune it. I feel like Team 9 was talking about that, but I didn't, when I looked at it, it didn't actually say anything like that.
Didn't they change it like halfway through your testing and you just wiped because of it, or was
Scrap
it something
bomb.
else?
This exploded in 10 seconds.
Yeah, you can still immune it. So as far as I'm aware, they didn't change that. You can still just immune it.
Fire damage only?
Yeah, but I mean, mages, pallies, and hunters can all immune it. It's also only 10 million damage, so mages wouldn't even have to like take ice block.
I mean, the tank can just stand in that, and it does nothing.
kind of wild. I feel like that's wrong.
I would have thought that'd say 100 million.
Well, it doesn't say that that damage is shared between everyone else. It just says it does that damage to
It
all
says it's reduced
players,
for each
and it's
player
reduced for
within
each
8
player
yards.
in there. Yeah. Like 10 million damage ain't shit. Like I can ice block that, and it'll be like 30% of my health.
Well, I think it's saying it'll do that much to everyone in it if there's only one person, then it gets reduced for each person beyond that.
Right. So, but if I solo
It's
soak
a
it,
roundabout way of saying the damage gets split.
I don't know. Okay. Either way, it doesn't look like there's anything stopping you from immuning it. They usually spell that out specifically, like if not enough players soak this, then boss is enraged. So, at least from my understanding, you can still immune it. We can.
Dradnos was just soaking the first 2 by himself, and then
Yeah.
they'd immune the 3rd one because it didn't overlap every time.
I mean, we were basically doing like the same thing. I think Tank soaked first, I soaked second, or something like that. Or maybe I soaked first, Tank soaked second and third.
We have to swap sides after, right? So
Yeah,
can't
but you
keep
just
the same
have
rotation.
you have immunes
Just keep
in
a
each
tank and a
group.
mage or something.
You have an immune in each group. You have like tank and a mage, and the other group you have like mage, hunter, and then you do like the whole group for one of the bombs or something. So lightning side is basically just don't move unless you have to. See everybody like
Rathian.
barely moving, standing still. I don't know if this is going to be true forever, but so there's ads that spawn these guys. Multiple CCs killed these ads instantly. So I don't know if that's going to be true. It was basically any CC that incapacitated, which was like Ring of Frost, Paralyze, freaking Blind, Fear.
Is it something where it's like if you kick it, they die?
It's not a kick. It was specifically like because they're immune to some stuff, right? Like they just got stunned and they're still alive. But certain CDs would like insta-get rhythm. Now that was on our previous testing. This got retested, so it may not happen anymore. But it does look like they just disappeared under the boss. So I don't know, maybe. We'll just keep that in our back pocket as a potential thing to do. But basically the idea is like you kite them out, hopefully away, because like once they time out, they explode into like electric ground or whatever. So you kite them away so they don't hit you, and also when they time out, they explode. But blue is basically just standing still unless they have to dodge a circle. Pretty much like all blue does.
So is those ads the only change on Mythic? I guess that's the Mythic mechanic on this side.
Well, not even. The ads exist on Heroic. The difference is like on Mythic, they explode when they time out. On Heroic, they don't explode when they time out.
Oh.
Like, it exists on, it's the Heroic mechanic, it's just on Mythic, it also blows up.
Is there literally any other change?
Not on Lightning side. Not that I'm
Oh,
all-
fire.
Does the static charge build up faster?
Oh, wait, what's this? Healing?
Is that
Oh, the dodge circles are Mythic,
swirlies?
Gotcha.
I guess. The, it's either the individual dodge circles or it's like the ones that like follow you like heavily. Oh, that's the wrong video.
Dead.
So
Upstairs.
it was either these or it was the
These waves?
these. Wait, can we see the?
I saw these swirlies. Or maybe I only saw these swirlies on like intermission for Dratnos' video.
This is called Thunderdrum Salvo. That's what's dropping that. Yeah, so that's Thunderdrum Salvo. So that exists on all of them. So it literally is just extra dodge circles, which are the big circles, but only spawns like one. It's like these ones. They're slightly bigger than this mechanic that's happening right now. We'll see them in a second. It's those.
That.
Yep, that's it. That's the mythic mechanic.
This
So
boss
mythic.
is just like so simple.
It's just something that makes you move a little bit more on lightning side. That's all it is. So that's pretty cheese.
Did they nerf the movement thing? Was like really actually quite annoying. Like your bar filled up extremely fast.
When you get used to it, it's not going to be annoying at all. You just stutter step really slowly, and that's it. We could probably like put it in the strat to do like dance recital shit, but it's probably not worth it because if you're all stacked up, then everybody has to move for these circles versus being spread.
I think loose spread is better.
So you just loose spread, and you kind of all try to go the same direction when he does the thing. All right, but he's about to charge to mid. So yeah, like that was all of lightning side. You just saw it. It's like not shit. You just dodge.
It's different on the fire side.
What's Molten Phlegm? It's spread circles. That's on heroic too, though. Oh, the frontal that's done on fireside now shoots like in 3 lines in a cone instead of just 1 line in front of the boss. And that's it.
That's where it targets somebody, right?
Yeah.
And then
I
like
think
they
it
have
goes
to
like
position
super
it.
far too, though.
It's
Like, you can hit
huge
the
and
other
it goes
side.
all the way across the room. However, it does go in lines very specifically, not like an actual full cone. So you can like stand in
You
between
also-
the lines.
It's just you can't hit the bomb with it though, otherwise you wipe, right?
Oh no, you can shoot it at the bomb. Doesn't matter.
Thought you couldn't.
I don't remember that being a thing. It doesn't do anything but kill players.
Scrap bomb. Go back to that.
Scrap bomb is just soak. Doesn't even say anything about the beam. It literally doesn't matter. We had times where
I
you
guess the
put the
only
beam
thing
on
would
it.
just be don't cover the bomb with the lasers.
Right, it's just timing. For some of them that matters, for other ones it doesn't, because it's like the timing changes for each
I think it's
bomb.
like the third one is the overlap that I kept seeing. It's just like, well, you're just gonna immune that anyway.
Yeah, so we'll see it here. But yeah, it's like a massive cone. But even if you point it at blue side, like they can dodge it. The issue is that like you don't want to make blue side dodge move more than they have to. So you want to point it at the wall or at like this side or that side, just not across the room.
I mean, it's pretty much like to the left and right instead of behind him.
Yeah. It looks like they bait the bomb here. Look, he's targeting his frontal now, which is directly at blue side. Do they move it or do they leave it? They leave it. That's psycho shit. Okay, blue side, good luck, have fun. Oh, it's obviously dodgeable. They lived. Right when the first bomb goes off,
See,
you
that's
get
why
soak
like
circles.
immuning that is probably way better because they just all got fucked by the spread circles for a second wave.
For sure. You can lose spread in the bomb, but it's definitely worthwhile to like immune it if you can. I'm going to like, we're gonna assume that you both can and can't immune it and like make raid plans for both, but there's nothing here that says that we can't immune it. Okay, so he actually looks and targets where he's gonna drop the scrap bomb, like when he starts casting it, so you know where it's gonna spawn. So 3-second cast, you can see that he's pointing it at this direction. Oop, and then it spawns right there. Okay. And then you have the frontal. And that's fine. And then you get blasted.
Getting lucky on those spawns and the bomb.
Well, you can kind of bait it, but not fully.
Well, they have a bunch of people standing on the other side too.
Well, these ones are specifically like all on their tank, it looked like. Like they're all going on DX Pal.
Maybe.
The boss was targeting DX Pal when he was casting them.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like that's what
To be
happened
fair,
for
like,
us.
when he was doing the laser, it was targeting the Gendies on the unit frame,
Yeah.
the nameplate.
So that's basically it. Fire. You just,
Like, I hate that big animation in the center.
yeah, it's a lot. I don't know, man. It's kind of Dragon Ball Z to me. I kind of like it. Can't lie. I also want this mount so
If it wasn't
freaking
like
bad.
that bright white in the center, it'd be better.
Waves exist after intermission. Hello, Ansrek. Alright, so basically what we need to decide is like where we want to place the bombs to try and like bait them. We have to decide who's soaking, who's on which teams. Plans for both immune soaks and not immune soaks. We can just keep the same teams either way so we don't have to switch people.
I think the only thing that matters is like number of immunes on each side, and then just
Yeah.
you know, after that it actually doesn't matter.
What we don't actually see in this video is the actual mythic mechanic happening, which is kicking these ads. Which is like
Oh, okay.
absolutely going to be a healer job and like hunter DPS job. But ideally you have like everyone kicks the red ones from the edge towards the middle of the room, and then you have one person in the middle controlling kicking them to the lightning side, because you like don't want to do two, you want to do like one at a time. So like you
What
kick
are these ads?
there are little ads, there's fire ads and there's lightning ads. If they ever come within 15 yards of the opposite color, they hit each other and do raid-wide damage. But you have to make them do that because if the intermission happens, all of them all charge the opposite color, so any ones that are left are all going to hit at the same time. And they do a stacking AoE damage the more of them hit at the same time. So
These ads have to walk into each other?
they don't walk, you kick them. So you have like a player
What is
walk
kicking them
into
do?
them. You have a player walk into them and it knocks them like 30 yards.
Oh, it punts them. Okay,
Yeah.
you're just playing soccer.
Yeah. So ideally,
Grip them?
no, they're non-targetable, non-movable.
That's so cringe.
You literally have to soccer kick them. So the ideal is that like while Fireside is doing all their mechanics, you have like at least one person specified to do the kicking from middle, and everyone else on Fireside just kicks from the edge to middle whenever it's convenient. And then that one person in the middle controls when they're kicking from middle to lightning side, and that'll get them close enough to like trigger on lightning side. That way you only have one person trying to do the kicks to lightning side, so it doesn't like F up stuff and like a couple people kick at the same time and wipe you. And yeah,
That's such a weird mechanic for this boss.
what's the, how long do they do damage for when they hit each other? 3 seconds. So like you can hit them pretty quick, you just have to make sure you delay.
Sounds fine. I'll do it.
So yeah, that's like the main mythic mechanic. That's why there's not really that many mythic changes to the rest of the fight, because that like takes coordination. And it really is just
They were
like,
doing like insane damage on PTR, right?
well, yeah, like first PTR testing, they were broken as hell. They were like nuking everyone. I think they nerfed them from there. I think they nerfed the number of them that spawn. Because like even just looking at this video, there's significantly fewer of these ads up than there were on mythic on testing.
Wasn't it like
Yeah,
they
he
were
kicked it
doing
far as
0
fuck. Yeah, I
damage?
saw that.
Yeah, watch this. He's gonna like launch this fucking thing. Boom.
Yeah, the tank just fucking punts it.
They go super far. So yeah, you only really have to have like one person in mid controlling the kicks to the other side, and then you have like everyone else just kicking them from the edge to mid. You never have a lightning person kick them ever. That way lightning doesn't have to move extra, and they don't like accidentally fuck it up by kicking some into mid that you don't want. I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. Just you have one guy.
Yep, one guy in mid assigned to kicking.
Well, does it have to be the fire person or the lightning person?
You'd want it to be a fire person so they can move
So I
freely.
guess you need 2 guys.
Well, you just
So
have,
you have to swap sides.
oh yeah, you need one guy on each team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they going to be far enough away from the other boss to where they don't get double stacks?
No, they might get double stacks. It all depends on where the ads are.
And does the extra stacks do anything? There's damage, right? Do they do anything if you have both?
Probably not. What is the like damage stacks for being next to them called?
Just under each boss, they each have their own thing. So
Blistering spite.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have any interaction with the other one, so it doesn't
It-
matter
you
if
just
you
take-
get one stack of the other guys.
You just
debuff.
take double damage, so you make a healer do it so they can heal themselves. Easy.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like having 10 stacks of fire and 1 stack of lightning, it's like virtually no difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they also don't have to stand like within range the whole time. They're just going out to kick, and then they can move back to somewhere else.
Yeah. And it only pulses every 5 seconds.
Yeah. So it's pretty simple. That's the whole fight. You just do that over and over. It looks like the lightning ground and the fire never get cleared fully. So you like.
I think the fire is way bigger than the lightning, but the
It
lightning
certainly
silences you and
is.
the fire does damage.
Yeah, but like the way the boss room is set up is that you would want to always stay on the opposite sides, because like if you try and like rotate the bosses,
They end up
this
in the
isn't-
same neutral position after the intermission either way.
Yeah, and like this isn't a far enough distance like from north to south to be 60 yards away for like most of the raid, but from like east to west it is. So you just want to do like good bomb placements like here, and then maybe good lightning ad placements like up here, and rotate like down around clockwise. And then hopefully you kill the boss by the time you're over there or something. I don't know. What were their bosses held at? Yeah, that's basically what they're doing.
Well, I mean, they have this boss so far off the wall too, and it's still not getting.
Yeah,
raid.
it's a. Well, they.
I think it's pretty easy. I
They
don't
did-
think it's a big deal.
The boss is in rage when they're in range, right?
They get a shield, pretty sure. It was like near the top, above King of Carnage, I think.
If they're too close, yeah, they get a shield.
Raised
Okay.
yard.
Yeah, 40 yards. So it's only 40 yards for the bosses. It's just 60 yards for players. So yeah, you can actually get them pretty close. It's not a big deal.
Sure,
Okay.
it'll eventually turn into like
Tournament.
fucking that one boss amalgamation where you just have like warlocks and shit and boomkins cleaving the both of them
Yeah.
Because it won't
for,
stack
like,
up fast enough.
during
Yeah.
lust.
In testing, they were like a little, like just far enough so they're doing that's kind of annoying. Like they're not in starfall range of both. They're like in range if I want to like apply dots to both. I'm not sure.
You want
Yeah,
to
I
start
guess.
them at 1 and 7 o'clock, and then move clockwise, so you can deal with the ground drops.
Kind of what I'm thinking. That may not be exactly how it plays out. I don't remember if this boss is actually movable or not.
Well, I think the main thing is just after the intermission ends, just move the boss to whatever side you choose. Or like, I guess, you know, when you pull to, just pull him off to the side a little bit. I guess you just don't want to drop the fire. Yeah, like they pull it to the side here, because then when they get to the intermission, they'll reset their position and he won't be in the fire.
Yeah.
Right. So like they have that X there, which I assume is where they wanted to bait that, and then
That's the mythic mechanic.
it's just bigger on Mythic, isn't it?
It's just
The
cool,
flame cannon, yeah. Oh yeah, this was the testing where I constantly had Lua errors popping in my face, so I asked them to stop healing me. So it does look like the scrap bomb is always targeted at the tank. So the tank just controls positioning of where the bomb goes. That's easy.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, when they reset here, like, the boss isn't standing in the fire. It's like,
Right.
that thing dropped over there.
That was not on the tank though. Yeah, that was so confusing. It's like the other times he's targeting the tank when he throws it, and then this time is very obviously
There's a
a
lot
chicken.
of mechanics like that where the boss will be casting shit and it's just like, oh, you know, target just the tank. Which, like, sometimes that just doesn't really imply that it's based on the tank, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna see, is the lightning boss ever moving? Doesn't look like it. It's kind of just standing still. DC. I think I'm on lightning side at least once, right? Restart starting on that side. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why he couldn't move. It's just that you don't move a lot on this side.
Yeah. Right when the fight starts, the lightning circles spawn, but you do have time before like you start being unable to move on lightning side. So like the bar hadn't spawned yet.
Those toys spawn over here too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's lightning ads and there's fire ads. You have to hit them towards each other. Like there's a fire one, there's a lightning one. They're about to
Oh,
clash.
okay. I didn't realize they were.
Boom. They clash. We take damage.
They just walk
Are
into
they
each
even-
other if they're near each other?
Are they even
Within-
damageable?
Within 15 yards. Why are they damageable? No idea. Doesn't matter.
Range.
Spread circles.
They don't even die?
No,
They're
they don't die. They just live
That's
forever.
so weird.
And the lightning ones took more damage, so whichever fire mage was on lightning side did more damage on the meters. Hooray.
Right.
This is so... Like, this mechanic just seems like so fucking, like, they forced it. You know?
Jumping
It feels
also
so forced.
increases your stacks on lightning side, by the way,
Yeah, I figured.
which I freaking hate as a fire mage. This big circle is fake. It's just telling you that you're getting close to being screwed, so stop moving.
And it stuns everybody in your radius, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, if you go over.
but like it doesn't actually do anything while it's there.
Fucking...
Yeah, yeah, you see that coming at us. But yeah, this is like all. So where were the images? I didn't even see them spawn, but obviously one died over there. I think at some point in time I test out our Ring of Frost and it works. So one spawned right there, and I think we just kill it instantly. Yeah, it gets popped insta. It's like the images were just such a non-factor that didn't matter, to be
Can you
honest.
kick the lightning ones or no? I guess you don't want to move though.
You don't want to move them. Yeah, you just want to move the fire ones. It's so much easier.
Yeah. Well, I just because you don't want to move when you're on this side. It's too much moving to
Yeah.
kick them over.
Yeah. When do they spawn? You could technically do it now.
So fucking many of them.
You could do it now, yeah. The danger is that if you kick too many towards mid, then there's a chance that like one's getting kicked from fire side just instantly nuke you.
Yeah, it looks like if they're just close enough, they'll just fucking charge into each other, huh?
It's within 15 yards.
That's nice.
So yeah,
These
you
ones do need to be staggered 3 seconds, you said?
3 seconds.
Yeah.
That's how long the debuff lasts. You see that like a fire one got kicked over here and Brain just like hit it into a lightning, like that's fine. Right, because it is too far to actually get touched, and then Brain just walks into it, and then bam. They hit, and we're good. Like, that's fine. And I think that's the best way to go. You just have fire people hit them over, and then, like, if all of the lightning ones are on the wall like this, you just have a lightning person, like, knock one in as time permits. And yeah, that's basically it. It's really like a nothing burger for the most part.
I mean, this boss is so simple outside of like the little toy thing. If it's actually like insanely punishing.
Looks good. Yeah, the toy thing like did a massive amount of damage on testing. Most people actually see that way.
It's just that, and then like if immunes work, then just setting that up beforehand.
What immunes do we have? We have a holy paladin. We have mage. We have 3 mages. We have at least 1 hunter.
I think at the very least you just immune the third one, right? 'Cause I think those are the worst ones from what I saw. Like if there's not enough to do every single one.
This is the second one. Beam.
Because you remember, like, you know, if someone's assigned to immune this also and they get targeted by that laser, it's like, well, this is a little awkward.
You have time. It happened to me, but you have time. I mean, basically it's the same rotation after every set. The bomb spawns and then he does the laser. So it's not really like it changes anything. The timing of
Yeah, I mean,
mechanics
I guess
is
if you're
exactly
gonna
the same.
immune it, the person who's immuning it can just sit there and immune both, right?
Yeah, exactly. And the timing is the same for every bomb. It doesn't even matter. It's bomb and then beam immediately after. It's like
This is the last one.
This is the first one of the phase. Or like he spawns the bomb, he casts the beam. Boom.
Yeah, but then everyone gets hit by these circles.
Yeah, well, this one is like the spread happens at the same exact time that the bomb explodes. So then what about the second one? Let's see. So bomb into beam is always the same, but these spread circles happen at the same time.
This one didn't
No.
happen.
So second
It was
one
later.
is later, so that was a better group soak. What about third? Third doesn't even have one. So second,
Okay, so it's the first one was like the
yeah,
worst one.
the
Right?
first one is the worst one, the group soak. So immuning the first one is best, second one is decent, third one doesn't matter. So that's good. Okay. And kind of just bait these along the wall. Do. You know how it goes. I have no idea how big these actually need to be. The fire takes up a lot of space. You probably can't put them this close, but that's fine. Right there. Okay. Fire circles. So you can immune first. Okay.
3 bombs per phase.
Yep. 1, 2, 3 each time. Where's the like? Okay. You have like one red person in mid. That's tiny. Yep. That all makes sense. Rotate clockwise. Best if lightning ads are still killable with in caps. Okay, there's not really much else.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably about as complicated as this boss gets.
I guess fire rotation, well, spelling, is bomb spawns, beam targets and fires, bomb explodes, and then
Spread circles.
first bomb gets spread circles at same time as explosion. Second bomb spread circles soon after explosion. Third bomb no spread circles. Tradition after. Okay. Okay, it's pretty easy. And I'm pretty sure that's it for that boss. And then the bosses get significantly harder after that.
Yeah.
I only want to do one more boss for tonight, and I think I want to do...
Yeah, that's probably only gonna stick around another 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
I mean, we could be done for now if you want.
They're good. You can do one of these. Did they? You said they changed Rick Reverb?
I have no idea what the fuck is going on with that fight, and we're not doing that one right now.
Okay.
I'm okay to call it right now, if that's okay with you guys, and then
Okay.
I'll study up on the next two before we get there.
Yeah, that's chill.
Sure.
We can come back.
I was still looking at the other bosses still. Like I looked at like the first 3, and that's all.
Yeah.
So I want to be
So
like familiar with it as we.
let's study up on Rick, Styx, and Sprocket Monger. These 3.
Okay, sounds good.
That'd be good.
Are we doing a 4 out of 8 at raid time tomorrow?
I wasn't gonna.
I did not plan to. No.
I think Team 9's doing 4 out of 8 at some point. We can just yellow it.
Yeah, or you can
Yeah,
ask
even
them.
better. You can just ping teammate, be like, who's interested in doing 4 out of 8 tomorrow.
Yeah, you could. Yep, sounds good.
It's probably the
I'm
most
down
likely
for same time tomorrow. Just, yeah.
All right, I
We'll be around
will.
at 8:30.
Yeah, I'll probably be back on later tonight if anybody's on, but I'll just be doing mage testing on PTR.
Look it up.
All right, see you guys.
You guys later.
Yeah.
Alright, stream. Nice, smooth first 2 bosses raid plans. Pretty easy. First 2 bosses make a lot of sense. The next ones are gonna be. Fuck this boss. I'm super hyped for this boss, even though I'm probably not gonna be in playing it. I might be, depending on how good the week bar is, but I think it makes sense for me to not be in either. Sticks. Who knows? Maybe it'll be unbugged on live. Alright, stream. I'm out for now. I think I'll be back on later tonight. Do some mage testing. Practice some rotation shit.